again, everybody. It's Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I am having a blast. The fact that I get to talk to some of my favorite actors and actresses and musicians from my favorite TV shows and film truly is an honor. And I get to meet some of the coolest people. And speaking of the coolest people, from The Boys, Thanksgiving, Suicide Squad, Alex Armbruster. Alex, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
How's the show been for you?
The show's been great. It's been very steady. Lots of people. The fans are amazing. It's always great to talk to everyone and see what their favorite parts of the films were that I worked on. It's a really cool opportunity.
So you have had a rather diverse career so far. Yeah. Out of all the projects you've worked on, do you have a personal favorite?
Ooh. I gotta say Thanksgiving's probably my favorite, just because of the involvement from the beginning to end of it. I was there for most of it, and it brought me into the whole convention world, and it let me see how much a movie like this can have an impact on fans, and I thought that was a really cool thing for sure.
Yeah, I like it. It's a personal favorite of mine.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
So, does it ever surprise you, like how passionate and enthusiastic horror fans are, like when they come to these shows?
Yeah, because like I'm from Canada, I'm Canadian, and there's not as many like horror conventions there. I think there's a couple. There's one in Calgary, I think, and one in Niagara Falls. In the States, it's like every state, every weekend.
Yeah.
It's wild. So it's something that like I'm learning about as I'm going, and it's super cool. It's very unique to America in that regard, I think.
Cool.
So yeah.
So I can't deal with the fact that this picture is sitting here in front of me, but I do love the show. So
it's a special one. That's
you
for
get
sure.
the script.
Yeah.
And what's your first thought? Like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, pretty much. I saw the like on the call sheet. It said like the first thing we had to do was a screen test to see how it was all going to look on camera. So it said something like urethra lighting. I'm like, what is this? Like, am I in the right genre of film and TV here, or what? So yeah, it was a crazy one. I knew right away that it was going to make an impact on people. I didn't know how, but I knew it was going to make headlines.
Were you familiar with the graphic novels before you?
I had never seen them or read them. I knew that they were a thing, but that's pretty much it. And I've done several, like this is in season 3, that particular one. Mm-hmm. I started out, I doubled for Anthony as Homelander in the first season, actually.
Cool.
So I got to do some flying around. There wasn't a lot of action for him in the first season, but just like flying around on wires pretty much. But I got to wear the outfit, and that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Homelander is one of my favorite love-to-hate villains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's got like a coolness about him.
Yeah,
you know
totally,
what I mean?
Totally. I love watching him act and doing his thing in person. It's so wild. He's really talented. Yeah.
So, as someone who's known for, horror, sort of genre type films, I love asking this question. Are you yourself a horror film fan?
Funny enough, I'm not. I watched a few, like, growing up, like the Scream movies. Okay. I watched Paranormal Activity and Haunting in Connecticut, which scared the crap out of me because it's based off a true story. So, like, it just messes with my imagination a little bit too much, to the point where I can't sleep, and I'm like it just really does mess with me. And, like, I'm walking through the house with all the lights on. I'm like, okay.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
And I've watched every horror movie there is. And there are times where I'm like, yep, every light coming on.
Yeah. So, I tend to stick to feel-good movies.
Gotcha.
But I do quite enjoy making them. And since they do scare me, I know what scares people. So I can try and convey that to the audience when I'm making them. So,
folks, you're old when you talk to someone and they say films I grew up with that for me are movies that are very recent. But I say I grew up with Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Paranormal Activity. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. Scream, like the first Scream was when I was little. Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, I'm old.
I was probably like 10 or something like that when I saw the first Scream.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's just a frame of reference. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, I'm going to ask you the same question. Like, up-and-coming actors that want to break into the business, what if you had one piece of advice you could give somebody, what would it be?
I come more from the stunt world kind of thing, but it's similar. Like from my point of view, it's be as good at as many skills as possible, and just be useful. Just work. If you're not skilled, you're not gonna get asked to work. So like work on that and make sure you're good, and put yourself out there a lot. It's all about networking too. So try to meet the right people, and if there's nothing, if the phone isn't ringing, make your own stuff, and then put that out there. See what happens. At least you're working on your own skills in that scenario. So yeah, just more of that.
Cool. So I want to circle back real quick for my last question, because you said something, and I've been thinking about it since you said it. You said, I know what scares people.
Yeah.
What do you think it is why people like horror films? Why do people like to be scared?
That's a good question. I think maybe it makes them feel alive. Day to day, sometimes life can be a little mundane depending on your profession or whatever. So if you want to feel alive, watch a horror movie, because to be so scared, you need to turn all the lights on in your house. Like that's you're pretty stimulated in that regard when that happens.
That adrenaline.
That adrenaline. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. My daughter's 20, and she's like getting caught up on all the horror movies I grew up with, and she hates what she calls edgelords, like people who are like, nothing scares me anymore.
Right.
I want to be scared when I go see a horror movie.
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole point?
Yeah,
It's like,
I think
why do
so.
you ride a roller coaster?
Yeah, that's true.
It's the same thing for me.
Exactly.
So that's a good answer. I like it.
All right.
So what are you working on these days? Any new projects coming up that you can talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk too much about them, but I can tell you the projects. Like, I worked on a new Frankenstein movie that
cool.
Guillermo del Toro is doing, so that's going to be pretty
cool.
sweet. There's some really big, epic sets in that one, so it's going to be really cool for the theater. What else? There's Black Phone 2 I worked on a little bit. Ready or Not 2 I've been working on a little bit. So
that's cool.
Lots of
I love the first two of both of those.
Yeah.
When they announced Black Phone 2, I was so curious. I'm like, well,
where's it going to go from here?
How are they going to go from there?
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
Cool.
We'll see. But it looked pretty cool from my standpoint on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alex, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time. This was a lot of fun. It is. Like I said, I'm just a fan. So it's a genuine thrill for me to get to talk to people who are in some of my favorite movies.
Perfect.
So
It's really
wish you much success with all those upcoming projects and everything else that you do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Alex Armbruster, everybody here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival. Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, signing off. We will see all of you in the next interview.
See you later.